All right. Hey guys, welcome back to day 3. I see you jumping in. Give you guys a minute to get in here. Let's hear it in the chat today. What was your biggest inventory takeaway from yesterday? And if this is your first day joining, let us know. Let us know. Oh man, I should have asked Sarah how to do these polls and quizzes, Jeff. That is a fail by me. Let's see.
We don't do polls and quizzes on day 3. They're not allowed.
Oh, we've done some of these already. Hang on. Business duration. We did that the other day. Bookkeeping. No, we aren't going to do polls and quizzes on day 3. All right, let's hear your takeaways from yesterday. Brown bananas. Isn't that a great analogy? Love the analogy. Jody Timmerman, 3 days in a row. Tammy, 3 days in a row. You guys are on fire. That is awesome. Jody, staff bingo. Oh, that was such a good, and it was such a quick little nugget that Dane dropped that he used to do that with his team. I love that. I would venture to guess that most of you are not going to look at going to the grocery store the same way after yesterday, after the inventory conversation yesterday. All right, Valerie, all 3 days, nice. Maintenance markdowns versus big markdowns. And that conversation around margin, huge deal, yes.
Aubrey had a meeting with Dane yesterday, one-on-one meeting with Dane yesterday. You guys, if you guys want to do that, if somebody from the Boutique Hub team will drop the consult call link, book them, take advantage. Take advantage, be selfish, jump on those calls. We can teach you so much in 30 minutes. It'll blow your mind. Seriously, do them. I'm available. Samantha's available. Phoebe's available. Dane's available. Jump on there.
Yeah, jump on there. There's not a lot of opportunity you get to talk to somebody like that. We were doing website audits. Dane's talking to people about inventory after the conversation yesterday. Oh yeah, Dane's in the chat. Thank you, Dane. Huge opportunity to jump on a call right now, for sure. Julie walked around the store and pulled all the product that's been around too long. Love it. Restyle, reshoot, repost, and then get active with your markdowns. How about this? What did you guys think yesterday of Dane and Sarah's analogy around the gold necklace and the water bottle? And what was the third item? Dane, help me out. What was the third item that was on that screen? I thought that was super eye-opening. And everyone, when we asked what you guys would price those things at, especially the necklace, the range was like from $45 to like $500. Like it was insane, the differences you guys had. Oh my gosh. All right, well, good takeaways, you guys. Oh yeah, the white tea, thank you. Coffee down the wrong tube. Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's get started. We have got some things to cover. Jeff's got a ton of good content, all kinds of meta content pulled up, ready to share with you guys. So let's get in it. Today, we're going to pull all 3 days of summer school together. We started on day 1 talking all about content strategy for Q3 and Q4, mapping out that content calendar. Type content calendar in the chat if you guys got started on that at least. Thought about it, put Pink Friday on your calendar, started to make a plan with your team. And then day 2 was all about inventory, and no more are we going to hear anybody say, I'm not a numbers person. Forever you will say what? Type it in the chat. I am a money person. Show me the money, old Jerry Maguire. Should we get Jeff to yell that? Jeff, do you want to pull a Jerry Maguire moment and scream, show me the money?
Not really. Not really.
This is like the last thing I could see you doing today. Show me the money. Posh Pixies, I see you. All right. So day 3, we've got the content, we've got the money, and today we're going to talk about the traffic. So you need all 3 of these to build a successful business, and that's the foundation of what we're going to talk about at Summit. It's the foundation of what we go in depth in inside of Retail Bootcamp, and we want to get you guys ramped up and ready to go for all of the J months. So Samantha and Dane, maybe you guys could grab this for me. If we have, just a little reminder, we dropped this giveaway we were going to be doing yesterday. If you guys did not take a picture while you were here on summer school and tag the Boutique Hub on Instagram, we've got some pretty awesome prizes. So we are going to be announcing those winners. As soon as I get those from Dane and Samantha in the chat, I'll tell you what their names are. But we're giving away a small business marketing handbook, a holiday marketing masterclass, and a free VIP upgrade to somebody who has purchased Retail Bootcamp this week. So three of you, all you've got to do to enter is again, take a picture anytime today during summer school, tag the Boutique Hub. No, it's not too late. You can still post. We will announce those winners at the end of today. Dane and Samantha are going to grab those and we'll announce those three winners.
Those
All right.
prizes are just for people that share summer school.
Yeah. Just you share that you're here.
There is one other one that's not on there.
What's that?
We are giving away a free year of Boutique Black, but you have to have you have to book a discovery call. You have to book a discovery call to be eligible. So just FYI, I don't know that it was on there. I don't know that that's even the place for it, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
I mean, feeling generous today.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Samantha and Dane have their call link in the chat. So if you guys want the free website audit, talk to Dane about inventory, talk about retail bootcamp, that is the link. All right, Jeff, you are new to this crowd today. Out of curiosity, there's a lot of new people here today that maybe are not familiar with the hub, maybe not familiar with retail bootcamp, maybe not familiar with Boutique Hub Black. Jeff, will you introduce yourself to the group today?
I hate this part, to be honest with everybody. I really don't like this whole section. And they make me do it every single time. But I'm Jeff. I'm the marketing director at the Boutique Hub, I guess. And I run Boutique Hub Black. And so as the marketing director, I help organize all the marketing efforts on the Boutique Hub side. But then in Boutique Hub Black, we consult with over 400 boutiques one-on-one every single week on how to develop traffic, how to optimize your website, how to make sales on social, how to make sales with free promotions and paid promotions, how to optimize your email, all of those sort of conversion related conversations. We do that every week. Believe it or not, I meet with 100+ boutique owners every single week. It has become my life's purpose somehow. Right now, it really has become what I do, and I just want everybody on this call to know that I know the retail industry is crazy right now. Like I know that there's like this divide between the boutiques that are succeeding, the boutiques that are scaling, and the boutiques that are growing. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the ones that are struggling, and the newbies that are having trouble figuring it out. But there's a bridge. There's a bridge from one side to the other. So even if you're on one side, or if you're one of the mega boutiques, there's a way to get bigger. But like inside it, one of the greatest privileges that I have is that I have a direct line of sight to that path to success inside Boutique Black. And the only reason I know what it is because I have more data than anybody else. And so it's like cheating. And so, my job is to allow you guys to cheat with me. And so, that's kind of what I do.
It's pretty freaking cool when you put it like that, honestly. And it's true. You do have more data and access to anybody than anybody else. And it's not just ads. It's not just the traffic piece that solves the problem for everybody. Would you say like the most successful people in Boutique Hub Black, what do they have in common?
Grit. Great. We have all sorts of mega boutiques in Boutique Hub Black. We have the biggest boutiques in the country, multi-million dollar boutiques, $17 million a year boutiques, $20 million plus year boutiques. But those aren't the ones that come to mind when you think about the most successful boutiques in Boutique Hub Black. To me, the most successful stories are people like Whitney Pope that owns Lola Viv boutique that ran ads and ran promotions and had a website for a year and a half and never got a single stinking sale online. Never got one. And then she joined Boutique Hub Black, and guess what? I couldn't quite figure it out. It was tough. We couldn't figure out what was wrong with her page and what was wrong with her emails. And it took us a while, but then boom, it was like an explosion went off. It's like somebody lit a spark that developed into a forest fire. And when I think about the successful boutiques, those are the ones. Those are the ones. Or like, there's all sorts of other boutiques that started off in retail boot camp that came up through retail boot camp and like had this foundation when they came into Boutique Hub Black. And then I just got to be the icing on the top of the cake. And so I just took them from this crazy foundation that they built, and then I was able to just give them a nudge, and poof, they were off to the races. And so when I think about the most successful boutiques in the country, it's not the ones that are making $17 million, even though I like working with those a lot. But like It's the ones that went through retail boot camp and built out that foundation and then just came to me for the last, polishing steps. And it, like I'm a big car guy. Some of you guys might know that, but like when you paint a car, it's like all about prep work. It's all about like fixing the body panels and laying down the primer and like getting all of everything perfect before you paint. That's what like retail boot camp is. Retail boot camp is all the prep work, and then Boutique of Black is the paint job at the end that sparkles. And so let me help you. We're having a sparkle party at Summit, right? But anyway,
Yeah.
but like that's what it. No, I'm just joking. That's not what it's about. So anyway, but that's kind of how they work together, and that's when I think about the winners. It's those that struggled and had grit and stuck with it, and it's those that did all the prep work in RBC and did it right, and really came out with a quality product.
Yeah, that Jeff, I'm just going to stop the webinar now because that's the best analogy I think I've ever heard. That was freaking awesome. The prep work and then the foundation and then man, putting the freaking sparkle on top. Are you going to wear sparkles at the sparkle party? Is that the plan at
My
Summit?
wife just left the house to pick out my Summit clothing.
Good. Okay, we'll text her. Robin by Sparkles. Love it. Jody already has a question for you. She says, I'm just getting started with my website. I have very underutilized social. Should I get it started first?
Yes. Yeah, this is an easy one. This is an easy question. So, all right. So social media is changing right underneath our feet right now, in my opinion. Like it's changing. Uh, Social media platforms that were once Facebook and Instagram are developing further and further and further into being advertising agencies or advertising platforms. They really are. They're money driven. They have tons of investors. They have tons of expectations placed on their shoulders. They have to generate certain amounts of revenue. 90% of their revenue comes from ads. The urge to get people to pay to play on their side of things is getting greater and greater and greater. Now, you have to build into social, and at the same time you have to stay abreast to all of the new technologies that are coming out. Like how many people on this call have heard about Google Try On? Have you guys all heard about this Shopify integration, Google Try On, that's coming August 15th? We're almost there. We're almost there. August 15th, Google Try On is going to release to the online boutique industry, and your customers will not only be able to try on things on your website, but they'll be able to try on items before they come into your brick and mortar. You know how crazy that is? Like if you're not building into social and communicating with your customers there on social, you got to. And then if you're not staying abreast to the technology that's coming, you got to do that too. It's a two-edged sword.
Yeah. I love it. And that's exactly like those nuggets. Those nuggets are so priceless. And that's our job at the hub every single day. If you have not been around the hub, if you're new to the hub, like getting those nuggets and getting them to you guys so you are abreast of those things that are coming, that's the entire goal. And that's what we do every day inside of the hub, inside of Boutique Hub Black. Jeff is live every single week coaching inside of that and retail boot camp. We're getting you ready for those things too. Too bad you can't try on home and gift, Jenny. I see you. I see
Jenny,
you.
actually, that's not completely true. So they are going to have a function for augmented reality to where you can hang a picture on your wall before you buy it, or you can place a couch in your living room before you buy it. It's not completely true. The demo I saw for home and gift was pretty stinking awesome, by the way. So don't count it out.
Love that. All right, let's dive into it. You ready, Jeff?
I mean, yeah, sure, sure. I haven't. We'll see what happens here. I usually go way off the rail, so prepare yourself.
All right, well, I'm going to lay the foundation and then you get all the way off the rails if you want to. All right. Going back to day one, how many of you guys remember the boutique company scorecard from day one? Tell me like scorecard in the chat if you remember the boutique company scorecard. So the whole focus of the boutique company scorecard was only a track number grows. And when we layered on day two yesterday, we were talking about inventory management and cash flow and markdowns and aging, all those things. The inventory piece is great. But at some point, you have to connect the two and you have to say, how much traffic do I need to my website, to my storefront? How much traffic do I need in order to hit my sales goals? We've got to be able to put these pieces together because we can spend all the time in the world planning our inventory, but if we don't have the traffic to sell it, what are we really doing? Right? So we've got a formula that we work through inside of Retail Bootcamp, detailed, like on a weekly basis. We're focusing on this. We want you to know these numbers off the top of your head. And we want your team to be incentivized by these numbers Because the cool part about the retail traffic formula is there's 3 parts to the formula. And when one changes, they all change and they make your life easier and better. So we're going to get into the traffic and the meta and the ads and all the things that Jeff does, but we've got to have the foundation of what is the formula first. So do we have any boot campers here who know your numbers off the top of your head? Any previous boot campers who know your retail traffic formula numbers? Want to share them? It's the challenge if you remember them. All right, here's how it works. So the goal is we want to understand in whatever period of time you want to measure it, whether it's by the day, by the week, by the month, what is your sales goal? We're going to look at this by the week. If you want to sell $50,000 in the next week, how many transactions is that? And at whatever your conversion rate and average order value are, then we can get to how much traffic we need at the end of the day to get there. Oh, Brenda, I see you. You've got your numbers. Brenda's got an amazing winery and retail shop, and she has done retail boot camp. How many times, Brenda? 4? 5? You are constantly in there. 4. I love it. All right. I'm glad you've got your numbers. Okay, so here's this little example. So if our sales goal is $50,000 this week, tell me in the chat, what's your average order value? Do you know off the top of your head? And I'm going to do this for online. We're going to talk about online sales right now to make this formula simple. You can also do this for brick and mortar, but the numbers are different. All right, good. You guys, at least you know these off the top of your head. I love it. Nicole, 92, 96. Natasha, 48, 72, 47. All right. Ooh, 104. And typically, Posh Pixies, your brick and mortar is going to be slightly higher than online. Depending on what you sell, not all things are equal, but we see that a lot. So let's just say if this goal is 50,000, your average order value is $60. You divide one by the other. That means you have to have 833 transactions this week to hit this goal, right? Tell me if that's legit, if you're in this range, right? So if you need 833 transactions, well, then the next question is, all right, well, how much traffic do I need to get there? So we take the number of transactions we need divided by our conversion rate. Jeff, I'm curious, I've got 3% as the average e-com conversion rate. What would you say is typical? What do you see most often for?
2 to 3. 2 to 3. The experts are 6, but 2 to 3 is usually normal.
Would you say when you're running ads, that fluctuates based on what type of ad you're running?
The more traffic you pump to your site, the lower your conversion rate will go. The more traffic you pump to your site, the more unqualified people will arrive at your site, which is okay. And so if I need 27,000 people to my website and I know that I'm going to send 100,000 there, I can expect my conversion rate to go down because a chunk of those is going to be unqualified.
Right. All right. Awesome. So in the chat, how many of you know what your online conversion rate is right now? How many of you know your conversion rate? So Christy, your conversion rate, oh, go ahead. Do you want to answer Christy's question?
Sure. Christy, your conversion rate is for however many people hit your page, how many of them actually hit checkout? The total conversion. So you have 1,000 people hit your page, 100 of those check out. That's a 10% conversion rate.
Right. Chloe, excellent point. So your in-store is going to be way higher than online. So online, we're talking 2 to 5%. In-store, depending on what kind of location you have, like a mall location, maybe 50%, maybe 40%. You've got a lot of walk-by traffic, like Jeff said, maybe less qualified traffic. So that's going to be a little bit lower versus if you're a destination, you're running ads to that destination. Generally, it's going to be 60 or 70% in store. But you just have lower traffic, right? The internet's a great big old place, so we can drive more traffic online, but the conversion rate's lower. But in-store conversion rate's higher.
For those of you guys talking about, your in-store is great, but your online is quite a bit lower. I would challenge you to start thinking about your online store as your brick and mortar. Like think about when somebody walks through the front door of your brick and mortar and you greet them and you say, "Hey, Ashley, it's so great to see you again. Let me show you around. Let me show you the new stuff. Let me show you the new arrivals. We have these, we have these 4 items that I think would be perfect for you. And then let me take you over here and let me show you this part too. I think you would love these." And then oh, you got to see these shoes while you're here. Think about your website that same way. Introduce yourself to that person, greet them when they come through the front door of your website, and then show them around. Make it kind of the same experience. Don't think about them separately in your head. Try and treat the customer as much as you possibly can the same way. So
good. It's so true because I think a lot of times people think if I have a website, the field of dreams. If I build it, they will come.
No.
No, you got to turn your key through the door the same single way every single time and greet people with your digital marketing just like you would in person. Absolutely. Jeff, can you suggest a favorite website theme?
Yeah. Stiletto, Impulse. Stiletto, Impulse are my favorites for sure.
Mhm.
No doubt about it. I can tell you this, that if you're on a free theme right now, chances are it won't convert as well as a paid one. So ante up. Get
Mhm.
out, put on your boots, spend the 300 bucks and get a good one.
Love that.
You'll make it back in no time.
All right, let's play with these numbers on this formula for a second. All right, so the goal is, here's the sales goal, right? And that's pretty static. We want to make the money. Well, the goal is, how do we make this with the fewest amount of people possible? Right? And so there's only two ways we can change this formula. Either our average order value has to increase, which is going to make the number of people we need go down, or our conversion rate has to increase, which is going to make the number of people we need go down. So if we look at this slightly different, we make some tweaks to it, this formula that we just ran, let's just say we bump up that online average order value to $80. That takes us down to 625 transactions needed from 833. And if you could bump that conversion rate up to 5% versus 3%, we've now gone from the 27,000 people we need this week coming to the website down to 12,000. Life gets way easier. And then if you have a team, the goal of the team, if you have a social media team, a marketing team, someone helping run Shopify, and they're optimizing the website in Retail Bootcamp and in Boutique Hub Black, how do they increase the conversion rate? I would incentivize them by that. And then how do we increase average order value? And that's going to be your fit videos, try on sessions, merchandising, in your live sales, in your product photos, how you're showing up and actually solving people's problems on social or launching collections on social. That's what's going to bump up the AOV more than just stock photo. Here's what I have, come and buy it. That's not going to get us where we need to go. So now if we have marketing people, if we have a social media person on our team, marketing person on our team, or if this is you wearing all the hats, the goal is, all right, I need the 50 grand, right? I've now got it down to 12,500 people I need to come to the website. Where are they going to come from? Well, maybe your email marketing and text marketing, right? Say you're sending 8 emails a week, Jeff, I'm curious what the average is that you're seeing, what people are sending. Maybe you get 50 people to come through those 8 emails. That's 400 people you could get to the website. Not where we need it to go. It's actually probably a lot lower than that. Organic traffic, maybe get 200 people a day. So that's 1,400 people a week. So all told, we're looking at about 1,800 people out of the 12,500 that we need to get there. So no amount of just posting on Facebook alone can get that done. So that's the beauty of running Facebook ads, running Meta ads, running Google ads, optimizing, your SEO strategy, all those things combined, and really understanding the data that's driving your marketing. Because if we're good at that and we're running Facebook ads and we can make up for that 10,700 people we need a week, now together our ads and our organic can get to the 12.5 that we need.
Yeah.
Good.
And this setup here, just to emphasize, this setup here is how you would want to begin. Like this setup here is so you've gone through retail bootcamp, for example. You have your foundational work in place. You know that your team's solid. You know that your foundation is solid. You know that your processes are solid. You've got all that stuff in place. Then you're ready to promote your boutique. You have your email flows built out. You have a little bit of organic traffic, and then you're going to spur that brand reputation along with Facebook ads, right? And you're going to start building your brand. And as you do that, you're going to make more money so you can afford more for ads, but also your organic traffic is going to go up over time, but it's a slow burn. Like you can't rely on organic traffic right at the beginning because it takes forever. and your brand recognition and your Google rank and all of that jazz takes a while. And so this is a place that you could start even before you have a lot of organic traffic.
Love it. All right, lots of ad questions already coming in. So Jeff, I'm gonna let you talk about just fundamentals, getting started, and then I'll shoot these questions your way as we go.
Yeah, yeah. So we're getting ready to dive into a journey here on like how you can optimize your website and how you can develop some paid organic traffic sources and make sure that your Facebook pixel and your Google tag are getting populated with the correct data, so that when you do eventually run paid traffic, it works. This whole journey begins with what we were talking about earlier. It's that consult call. The website optimization tool that I use. I'm going to do a generic one. I'm going to choose somebody's website from the chat. So if you guys want to drop your websites in the chat now would be a good time. But here's the kicker is I'm going to go over some correction steps associated with the one that I run. But on those one-on-one calls, on those free one, they're absolutely free, by the way. But on those one-on-one calls, if you jump on there, we'll go through these corrections with you for your website. It's like a huge advantage. You can take care of this first chunk, a big chunk of this first chunk for free on that call. So like I can't stress enough like how beneficial that call is. And so I just looked at the Calendly calendar. We have like 85 of those slots left, and there's 196 of you on this call. And so if you have like seriously, don't pass it up. Get on the stinking call. It'd be crazy not to. But anyway, so website optimization is the first step. We use a tool. We have a tool inside your guys' membership dashboard. If you're not a member, that tool alone is worth the membership. Not to mention the 48,000 other things in there that are so great. But you get the tool for free inside membership. But what I want to do today is I actually want to start with that web page optimization with one of your websites, and then I'll just go through it. And I'm just going to show you the most popular mistakes that are made, and I'm going to show you how to fix it. I'm going to go fast, but like this recording is available. Sarah Burks asked me to see how fast I could go, and so I'm gonna do that. I'm just joking. She asked me to slow down a lot, but anyway. So let me choose a website here. Uh, if I know who you are, you're not getting picked, by the way, because chances are we've already talked. So you'll have to come back to me later. What is moonshine and lace? That's gotta be it. That's the winner. All right, moonshine and lace for sure. Okay, that's it.
Okay,
That I have a theory that you can name
winner.
your boutique with a fruit texture and some sort of apparel trim. And so I, I would go with the barbed wire kiwi. I think that would be the one that I would pick. But anyway, okay. So hang on one sec. Let me get your website. I'm going to run this on it. It just takes a few seconds. Moonshine and lace. I sure hope you got this thing cleaned up before you got on. Otherwise, this is going to be embarrassing. I'm just joking. It won't be that bad. Okay. Okay, moonshine and lace. We're at 90%, 92%, 94%. We're almost there. And then I'll show you what's going on. 99%. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so moonshine and lace. This report is very interesting, and so the Boutique Hub has a white labeled version of this that we use inside membership. Like I said, you guys have access to this at any given time, but this is how Google sees your website. And website traffic, organic website traffic, and pixel data all depend on your reputation with Google. Like if you have a bad reputation with Google, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're not going to get organic traffic to your website. That certain you guys know the difference between Facebook advertising and organic traffic. Organic traffic is intent based. And so I go to Google and I say, best pair of leopard pants near me. And that's intent based marketing. I'm looking to buy a pair of leopard pants. But if we run a Facebook ad or a Facebook post, that is interruption marketing. And so like I'm just going to post about my leopard pants, and if somebody's on there to check in on their grandma and they see my leopard pants, they may click on my leopard pants or not. That's interruption marketing. Google is intent-based marketing. I'm looking for a pair of leopard pants. That's what makes Google traffic so much more high quality than interruption style marketing that you get off social media. So that's why your reputation with Google is so important. And this tool shows you what your reputation with Google is. And so these scores here are all kind of just summary scores, but really these recommendations here are essentially Google penalties. Google will reduce the traffic to your page for each one of these items. It will reduce your potential for organic traffic with each one of these items. So let's scroll down here. Okay. Your first two big red X's here, every one of these red X's should feel like, like a bullet in your back because, and eventually you're going to get shot to death because like you're not going to get enough traffic. Like eventually these things are going to add up and your organic traffic is just going to shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink. And your potential to run quality ads is going to get less and less and less and less and less. So anyway, so the first one is this title tag. I'm going to show you on somebody else's Shopify account how to fix these two things. It's very simple, but this is your title tag. Moonshine and Lace is your title tag of your homepage right there. And then your meta description, you have this error here too. This is your meta description. Now, what Google is telling us is that your title tag is 27 characters and it has to be between 50 and 60 characters. That's why you're getting the penalty. So all you have to do is say Moonshine and Lace, your one-stop shop for everything, alcohol and fringe. I don't know what you sell. But anyway, but like, you just need to add a tagline. I'll show you an example of that in just a second. And then your meta description, you're only allowed between 120 and 160 characters, and you're at 319. And so you gotta shorten that up and see how yours ends in storefront in downtown Kirksville, dot, dot, dot. The reason Google doesn't trust you is because your description ends in dot, dot, dot. You could say, um, you know, Google doesn't know what you say after this. So like they just assume that you're selling, they just assume that you're selling, underage gambling supplies in Kirksville. I don't know. So they don't trust you. And so like you got to shorten that up. All right. So let me show you real quick where you do that. So if you log into Shopify, I'm just going to choose a random account. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'll just show you where it is. Oh, this is agents in style, right? And so if you go into Shopify and you go to online store and then you go to preferences, it's right here. There's your homepage title tag and there's your meta description. Now, notice that Shopify lies to you. These are not Google standards. You have to go by the Google standards listed here. 120 to 160 characters on your meta description and 50 to 60 characters on your title tag. Shopify lies. Their numbers are not accurate. Follow these 50 to 60 here, 120 to 160 there. All right. Okay. That's that one. This next one, Moonshine and Lace, is a bigger issue, right? So this H1 header tag usage, this is because your page is not indexed. Typically, it's because your page is not indexed by Google Search Console. And so like you're not granting Google authorization to pull your product names and show them to people searching for those products. Believe it or not, you're not giving them permission to do it. There's two places you have to take care of that. Moonshine and Lace, this may be a long tutorial. This may take up the whole time. This may take up the whole time, but it's good information. So, okay, so this one here. So you got to get, if you guys don't have a Google Analytics account set up yet, you have to create one. This is what Google Analytics looks like. You can go to Google Analytics login. You can just search that, set up your account, register your website. You can set that up at any given time. But once you set up a Google Analytics account for your website, you got to come into this admin gear right down here. And you got to go to data collection. And you have to make sure all three of these sliders are on. This slider's on, that slider is on, and then down here, there's going to be an I acknowledge button. That's what gives Google permission. That's what gives Google permission to pull your product names. And then you actually have to have, oh my gosh, my mouse just died. This could be trouble. I guess I should have charged this last night. Anyway, so this screen here is what gives Google permission to grab all of your product names, all of your H1 text, and then you have to go to Google Search Console and then actually have Google index your page so that it goes through all of your product pages and actually indexes all those pages. And so I'm going to show you that here in just a second. This mouse usually charges super fast. You just want to sit here?
We should. Let's play some Jeopardy music. Let me ask you some questions while you're
Oh,
at
there it
it.
goes. There it goes. I got it. Okay. So anyway, so we've got this here. So then you also have to set up a Google Search Console account like this. And so in Google Search Console, it'll look like this. And in order to get Google to crawl all of your products, you have to click sitemaps. And then you have to type in, like it'll show your website like this. And then you just have to type in sitemap.xml and submit it. And then that will crawl all your products. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This keyword consistency is the same thing. Those authorizations that I just showed you, Google doesn't know what your product names are, so they don't know what your keywords are. So they assume they go to this keyword consistency default. And so they're assuming the keywords that you use the most on your website are the products you're selling, which is not beneficial to you. So like they think you're selling shops, pickups, boutiques, searches, nows, pays, laters, and shippings. It's because your page isn't indexed and you're not giving them permission to index your products. So go fix that. Amount of content. This one here, right now, each of your product pages averages 199 words per product page, and Google requires you to have 500 words per product page. And that sounds crazy, right? Like how the heck could I ever get 500 words per product page? That's not even possible. Well, it is. There's a hack to this. Let me show you this website here. These girls do it better than about anybody. They're fellow Kansans too, so I like them. I'm in Kansas and they're in Kansas, but anyway, whatever. And so let me show you the hack. And so inside of their page, look how many few words they have on their product description. It's only bullets, right? So how is that over 500 words? Well, in Shopify, there's a way that you can add a bunch of words to every single product all at once. Guess how you do it? You do it in your shipping and return policy. You zhuzh up your shipping and return policy as much as you can. You talk about free shipping. You talk about what if it's Canada shipping? What if you talk about an international shipping? What if you talk about returns? What do you talk about if your time limit on returns? What do you talk about if you have store credit on returns? What do you talk about if you do bralettes and bodysuits and hosiery and tights and last chances and all this stuff? You zhuzh this thing up, okay? And that's how you get 500 words on every single page. Okay.
When's the last time you used the word zhuzh?
I actually used it last night at dinner.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, I was talking about my hairstyle for Summit. Okay, so in this one here, image alt attributes. So Google requires you to fill out an alternate attribute for the first image of every single one of your products. Let me show you that real quick. If you go into your products here and you look at, like, say, these shoes. I think that's a popular brand or something. I don't know. Anyway, so here, this alt text on the first image inside of your products has to be filled out. Google gives you a penalty if you have over a certain percentage of your images that's missing that. And you can see that in here. Like you can see how they crawled 22 of your images and 10 of them were missing. And so you're over the percentage of what they allow. You got to go in there and try and knock some of those out. All right. This schema.org you don't need to worry about. Backlink summary, that comes from those permissions we were talking about over here. Friendly links, same thing. You got to give them permission. Okay, usability score. Usability score. So right now, Google requires your mobile speed to be above a 50 and your desktop speed to be above a 75. So you're meeting the standard on a desktop speed, but you're missing it on Google Speed. My favorite app for this, my favorite Shopify app for this is called Flash. Like if you just go into Shopify and go to apps, and actually, I think they changed the name. I think it's called Page Speed Optimizer. That is not it, by the way. Don't do that one. I swear I know what it is. Give me just a second. There it is. This one right here. Page speed and image optimizer with the bolt. It used to be called Flash. It's not called Flash anymore. Page speed and image optimizer. That one. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, your favicon. You like okay. So like you can't miss this one. So like like see this little icon right up here in the tab that shows me that that is Moonshine and Lace's website. You can't miss that. And so if you go into your theme, so if you go into your online store and you go into your theme and you customize this thing, and then you go to theme settings. See this right here? See that favicon right there? Upload your favicon right there. That's where you're missing that. That's a big Google penalty, actually. They assume you are trying to hide your identity. It's weird, but that's what they think. Okay, let's see. Inline styles, you don't need to worry about that. Boutiques don't use inline styles, even though it sounds like oh my, your Facebook page is not linked. You got to get your Facebook link in your footer of your page. If Google thinks Facebook doesn't trust you, they are not going to trust you. You got to get that link fixed. Your Facebook link in the bottom of in the footer of your page. Don't worry about Twitter. Don't, oh, your Instagram page is missing too. You got to get that fixed. You got to get your Facebook and your Instagram linked in your footer. Let me show you like this, like this.
Do you recommend, even just if you aren't going to use LinkedIn or YouTube, creating an account and capturing your name anyway, so you've got it, even if you aren't regularly posting to it?
It's worse to have an account that's empty than it is to like, don't send traffic to it. Don't link it. You could create an account just to have it, just to lock down your page, but I wouldn't feature it if it's just blank.
Okay.
This local business schema right here, this is because you're missing a section in your Google My Business listing. And typically it's either your parking, what available parking you have, or your handicap accessibility. They take it really serious. You got to go to Google My Business. Like if you just Google yourself, right? Your Google My Business listing will pop up, and in the top left-hand corner, there'll be an edit screen. Hit that and then go make sure all your fields are filled out. Your Google reviews are old and tired. Go tell your mom to leave you a fresh review, for God's sakes. Just go have your sister do it. I don't care. Get a fresh one. Okay. These, don't worry about these. These are misreadings on here. Hopefully your DMARC is not out of date. But yeah, okay. So that's an example. That's an example of how to optimize your website for Google reputation so that you are able to attract people to your products with search. Those people come to your site, and then that quality intent-based traffic fills up your Facebook and your Google Pixel so that when you're ready to run ads, that information is there.
All flows together. 1, 2, 3. So good. Gosh, there was a few questions I want to just get answered before we keep moving. Is Meta Verified worth it?
No. No, there's a free version that you can do through Commerce Manager that's just as good. You want me to show you how? You want me to show you where you check it? Let me show you. Let me show you. So like inside, hang on. I got to open up Meta Business Suite real quick.
Tell me in the chat, mind blown? Anyone? Mind blown? Lots of good content. Probably a to-do list 10 pieces long. Brittany, yes. Bess, yes. Amanda, yes. Absolutely. So good. That's why you book a call. So we go through this when you book the call. This is like the website audit that we're able to do with everybody. And then
yeah, let us walk you through it. Let us walk you through it. Everybody's going to have different issues. Everybody's going to have different things crop up. And let us help you knock those things out. Like, don't go in there and get overwhelmed and confused. Like, seriously, like, I know I just did that in like, I don't know, 10 minutes, but let us walk you through your specific page is so much more beneficial.
And then inside, so this, your own audit is linked inside of membership dashboard at the hub. And then a bunch of Jeff's videos on, oh, you got this answer? Okay, here's what you do about it. Like he's got a whole bunch of videos in there. And then Jeff, you come into Retail Bootcamp how many different times talking about these things as well? All of that's also inside of Retail Bootcamp in great detail. And then of course, once you get those things down, you've got the foundation, you've got the analytics set up, you understand organic marketing, you've got the team and the products and the pricing, everything from Retail Bootcamp. Then like our highest level product, what Jeff does every day is Boutique Black, and working with stores on the higher level, like optimizing and tweaking and maximizing all of these things.
Yeah. Let me show you where you check your verification real quick.
Okay.
So inside Meta Business Suite, see my URL up here. It's business.facebook.com. Make sure you're there, not on Facebook. Make sure you're in Meta Business Suite. But then click All Tools and then click Commerce right here. You can get 100% verified through Commerce for free. Or you can sign up for their subscription and pay $130 a month, but that's probably not very smart. And then, oh man, the one I picked, I don't have access to. I don't have admin access to. Anyway, let me change this. Let me pick a different one. Hang on. When I said I have access to more boutique pages than anybody in the country, I meant it. It's the truth. It's the truth. But let's see here. Oh, sorry about this.
That's all right. You guys, if you have more questions for Jeff, we just kind of a time check. We've got about probably 10 minutes left. And then we're going to do a bunch of Q&A. So if you go to the Q&A box, put your question there. That's the easiest way for Jeff and I to see them and to answer them. So
Okay.
put your stuff there.
Okay. So when you're in Commerce, go to settings right here. Oh, Meta, you are just destroying my presentation. Anyway, I can't believe it's going to do this. Oh, here we go. And then click legal right here. This stupid thing. Anyway, so you're going to click legal and right here across the top, see, okay, so their verification is pending. And so they're pending it. They must have just submitted theirs. But if you're not verified, it'll give you the chance to get verified for free, or it'll say verified right here. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Good to know. Oh, so many good things. Back to the funnel. All right. This is one of the biggest things you've talked about inside the Boutique of Black. You want to talk about the value of going live. And maybe the question is this in the chat. How many of you are going live now? Who is using live?
Let me clarify something. You guys have heard me talk about on all these ads. You probably see my stupid face on all the time. Anyway, live selling is the same as long format video, by the way. And so the reason why swelling, the reason live swelling is working. Anyway, so the reason selling is working right now is because it qualifies your customer on social, right? So like somebody has to come to your live and engage with you and watch you and stay and kind of resonate with you and be interested in your brand. And then we can push them to the website. So we're qualifying that person before they even come to the site. And live selling is obviously, the most popular form of long format video in the boutique industry. And it doesn't matter if you go, raw dog Facebook live with no platform, with no comments sold, nothing. If you just go live right on Facebook, that's fine. If you use comments sold, that's fine. If you use Vajro, that's fine. If you use video, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what platform you use, but like long format video is the key. And then the reason it works is because it allows us to pre-qualify the person before they come to your page. And let me show you. I did want to share this. Ashley was talking about the amount of traffic that you can get, the amount of traffic that you need to be able to reach your weekly sales goals. Lavender and Lace is a Canadian boutique that's been part of Boutique Hub Black. They went through retail boot camp. They've been with the Boutique Hub for a long time. They're awesome, but they use this strategy in what we call a live sell video viewer blast, and they achieved their weekly traffic goal. Can I still share? Oh yeah, okay. This is the ad that we ran for that for one single live. And they achieved their. Oh, let me bump this back. Sorry.
Can you share it? There we go.
Is it share? I can share.
Can everyone see it now? I've got it to Jeff's screen. Yes, I can see it now.
Okay. So look at this. So this was one live. They achieved their live 57,000, a reach of 57,741 people, 4,676 through plays with one live sell. I mean, can you imagine doing that? Can you imagine achieving your entire weekly traffic goal with one live? It'd be crazy. Can you imagine having 4,000 people on the live? It'd be nerve-wracking. You better be good at it. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, that's why live sales work, is because they're long format video. And then Facebook loves long format video. Facebook wants you to be the Today Show. They want you
How many minutes is long format video? Lots of questions in the chat. What is long format?
30 minutes plus
Okay.
long. And so Facebook wants you to be a talk show on Facebook all the time. That's what they want. And so like they will send more people your way. All right. Now, that's not all I mean, there's all sorts of stuff working. There's all sorts of stuff working with, actually, Facebook ads are like the best they've been in a long, long time. Boutique of Black is a ton of fun because all we have to do is get on with people and say, oh my God, it's another record month. But there's all sorts of stuff that's working. Let me show you, let me give you one more example. This is a cool story. So Remy owns Remy Creations in Nantucket, on Nantucket Island. And she specializes in coastal wear, but she does a special shirt. She did a shark bite shirt for the Jaws anniversary, and this is like high-end cashmere. These things are $395 a piece, by the way. And so like, but Remy absolutely destroyed it when she ran an ad to this shark bite t-shirt with her ads. She sold one of these to every single person on Nantucket Island and literally made 25 times her money with 1 week's of ads. And so don't think I'm a brick and mortar, ads don't apply to me. Or don't think I'm on a small island, ads don't apply to me. Or my website's not good enough to do this. All you got to do is get on the bandwagon. Whether you're like, I have no idea where you guys are. You may have to go through RBC first. You may have to start there, or you may have to start in Boutique of Black, wherever. That's also where that discovery call goes. We can show you. Like, all we have to do is visit for a second, and we can figure that out. Um, but like, wherever you are, you just got to get on the bus. You just got to get on the bus and ride with us for a little while. And then like chunk by chunk by chunk by chunk, we'll get you there. But you could be Remy, where you're making 25 times your money on a $395 sweater to the
My
entire island of Nantucket. Like, think about that. Think how fun that would be. And like, we went through this with her, and it was a blast. And like, this is like my jam, right? And so like, I love seeing this stuff. And when people succeed like this is what lights up the Boutique of Black team. And we have like a winner's circle inside Boutique of Black, and we celebrate it big time. But don't think, oh yeah, I've just got this one cashmere sweater. I wonder if it's probably not good enough for ads. You never know.
man, so powerful. Chloe just said boosting Facebook ads does nothing for me. And that boosting Facebook posts is way different than having an ad strategy. Jeff, you want to highlight kind of the difference between the two?
Yeah, Chloe, I would say you're in the majority. And the majority of people, that is their experience. Boosting ads does virtually nothing. And then most people that dive into Facebook ads for the first time kind of have the same experience. They have very limited luck with Facebook. And the reason is because you don't have enough organic traffic that's filling up that Facebook pixel that's teaching Facebook who to target. And so that's probably why.
Quick question. What do you do with people, Jeff? Danielle's asking this. How do you run ads if you're doing minimal runs, you're not really going deep, you're just, doing maybe a pack or two of whatever it is you're selling?
Yeah, so 99% of the people that we work with don't buy deep. They don't buy deep. We run ads to collections. We build up the collection. We build up the launch. We build up the set. We build up or not the set. What do you call it? The outfit. Like, so like we sell the outfit. Like, think about it like this. If somebody walked in your store, if somebody walked through the front door of your brick and mortar and they were coming in for a specific pair of jeans, and they got to the rack and they realized their size was sold out, you could still sell them on all sorts of other stuff while they were in your store. They're going to shop around. They're going to find something they love. If your website is optimized, the same experience will happen.
Right. Uh, Darian, yeah, same question. You just asked that one as well. Um, all right, what kind of where'd this question go? Lindsay's asking Jeff, what type of Facebook ad for that long format video type? What type of ad are you using that for?
Yeah, so it's engagement style video through play ads. That's what we do. It's engagement style. Yeah, you don't expect sales from that ad. It's just to build your audience.
Right. Just time check. We've got tons of Q's and A's coming in, Q's, and you're gonna give us the A's. So you guys use the Q&A box, and we're gonna use a bunch of time here just to answer your guys' question and keep this thing going. At the end of the day, Jeff, talk about just tracking. Like, how do you track and analyze ad performance? Where should people be looking at those numbers just to make sure they know that ads are working for them?
So as long as your conversion window in Shopify and Facebook is set to the same, you can just use Facebook. You can just use Facebook. Now, if you get to a big level, if you're a multi-million dollar boutique that's tracking, I do recommend third-party solutions like Google Analytics is probably my favorite. And I recommend using UTM codes on every single ad that you create. Um, Facebook and Google merged last year or this year. I don't know. Anyway, but they merged. And so now they talk together seamlessly. At the bottom of every single Facebook ad is a Google Analytics UTM tracker that automatically creates a UTM code for every single ad, which is beautiful. And so that simplifies that. And then, Google Analytics is non-biased. And so you can trust that one. Now, if you're ultra detailed or oriented, there's all sorts of tools available. I don't recommend them typically because they're very expensive. Triple Whale, Hyros, those sort of platforms can run anywhere between $500 and $2,500 a month. And typically most of that is going towards commission to a sales rep. And that's why they're so expensive, not because of the quality of the tool.
All right. Let's see. All right. What else? What other actions when you're looking at your data every single week in terms of what's working, what's not in ads? What are some of the actions when you get back together with someone analyzing the data that they should be looking at and taking?
Yeah. So, I mean, like if you so for example, say you jump into your ad account, there's one metric that's key. There's one metric that weighs above all others, and it's return on ad spend, ROAS, as they call it. And so, for every dollar that I spent on Facebook, how many did I make? And if you are ever near or below 3 to 1, you're losing, by the way. Like you're in the retail industry, if you're below 3 to 1, you're losing. And so, because you have cost of goods, you have cost of shipping, you have cost of ads. If you have an agency, you have that charge. And so, if you're ever near or below 3 to 1, you're losing. So, ROAS is king. That's the first thing you need to do. Now, if you launch an ad, if you launch a Shark Bite t-shirt and it goes crazy and the season progresses and it goes from spring to summer to fall and that the effectiveness of that ad starts to wane off and you were at 10 to 1 return and then it starts to come down, starts to come down, starts to come down, starts to come down and sales lower and lower and lower and lower, typically that the number one move is to get another product out in front of the people. And so typically it's what we call inside Boutique Black, we call it creative experimentation. You never know what's going to work. As a matter of fact, we have all sorts of boutiques inside Boutique Black that hire film agencies and go to studios and have the most polished ads in the world. Beautiful ads. And guess what? They'll get a 3 to 1 return. And then when the mother-in-law comes into the store and films some silly little video where she walks around and like picks out her favorite things and then she decides to put that up as an ad and that gets an 11 to 1, it hacks the boutique owner off something fierce, but it's because you never know what's going to work. And that's the lesson I use for creative experimentation is don't assume you have any idea what is going to work. And actually, we practice this at the boutique hub. A lot of times I'll create my own graphics just to get Ashley's attention. I mean, I'm telling you, like you never know what's going to work. So don't assume that you do.
So true. So there was several questions about this, about going live for the first time, being intimidated, not knowing what you're doing. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Better.
Guess what? Guess what? You're an entertaining TV show, whether you know how to do a live or whether it's a shit show.
Yeah.
It's still entertaining. And as a matter of fact, there's boutique owners that purposefully make their lives a little bit crazy and a little bit hectic to make them more entertaining. They do it on purpose.
I mean,
And
waxing nose hair, waxing ear hair. I've seen
yeah,
so many crazy things.
yeah, yep,
Yeah. All right. So this all goes back, just tying this back. Like if we're looking at ad performance, we've got to be measuring, ROAS is key. How much traffic is it taking to get there? And then tie that back to the retail traffic formula as well. If my average order value is better, how would that enhance my ad performance? If my
yeah,
conversion
yeah.
rate is better, how would that enhance my ad performance? Like all of it has to go hand in hand.
Yeah, so average order value, on for online sales really comes down to your website and like whether you're effectively suggesting, additional products or like products or similar products, before they get to checkout. And that all comes down to website optimization kind of. But increasing your average order value this much can make this much difference in return and decrease your traffic needs by a ton. And so increasing your average order values, you always want to keep your eye on that. You always want to be asking yourself, okay, where was I at this week? What did I do? What was my average order value this week? Man, my average order value went up by $17 because I added a $395 Shark Bite t-shirt. I need more products like that. Like even though a small percentage of my people bought them, it increased my average order value, which decreased my traffic needs, which lowered my ad costs, which increased my overall income. And so like like at first it's a little bit difficult to get your mind around, but then once you go through it 722 times, you'll know it.
Exactly. So it isn't just you either though, but it's your team. Like you can train your team to understand all those metrics and in your boutique company scorecard. So this is in the hub, this is in retail boot camp. Jeff, you guys are going over these numbers every single week. If you're tracking these numbers week by week by week and then filling out these questions down at the bottom, it's what worked, what didn't, and what am I going to do different next time? But only a track number grows and your team's got to be in on that conversation too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right, let's see. Let's talk about retail bootcamp. And then I've got a ton. I've got 19 questions. I'm going to try to answer and type some of these as we go. But I've talked about retail bootcamp for the last couple of days in the 6 layers of retail. I want to hear your version of it.
I mean, it just depends. Like it just depends. Like, is this a hobby? Like, is this a side hustle? Like, like, I mean, like, if you want to grow your business, if you want to get serious about the boutique up business, like that divide that I was talking about earlier, like if you want to be on the struggle bus side, or if you want to go over the bridge to get onto the scaling side, retail bootcamp is the bridge. Like, don't play around, don't even question it. Like, if you want to get serious, if you're committed, if you want to make a go of this thing, retail bootcamp is the college for you. Just go do it. Just go do it. It's 12 weeks. They will prep you to come to me. Really, really, but they will prep you in every single of these 6 layers. I still consider it like they're being lasagna layers, but whatever. And so like, but they will 100% prep you. And like if you want to make a go of it, if you're committed, if you want to come to if you want to look back on your boutique a year from now and say, damn, I really crushed that thing. Retail bootcamp is where it starts. And even before that, if you're not sure, if you're not sure where you fit, if you're not sure you're ready for that, let us help you and get on one of those stinking calls. That's a no-brainer. I mean, retail bootcamp is where the journey begins, but let us make sure that you're placed in the right spot. Let's just have a chat.
Call is where to be. To answer the question, when does it start? So retail bootcamp enrollment, we only open it twice a year for like 2 weeks, and that's the only time to get in. So enrollment closes on the 20th, and then we'll start coaching the very next week. So going back to this slide in the 6 layers, like we will start here and we'll take 2 weeks every single layer. And like Jeff was talking about, like this is the bridge, and this is like, let's shore up all these layers. Jeff comes in and does a bunch of coaching on this, but then once we get you through retail bootcamp, and some people go through it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, whatever it takes, depending on your business type. And then we will launch you up into Boutique Hub Black, where it is all like a deep dive with Jeff and his team every single week.
Yeah.
So yeah, Christy, around June 27th, somewhere in there, in that week. I think the first Wednesday is maybe the 23rd. It's always on Wednesdays, and then our guest experts are on every single Thursday. Jeff, let's talk about the LA experience, because that's kind of something unique. I know a lot of people are coming to Summit next week and love the in-person experience of that type of learning. But we do that also for Retail Bootcamp and for Boutique Black students in LA in, I think, September. We're in September or October. I can't think of the dates. Samantha Connor, help me out in the chat. But that's the only way to get an invite to that. It's a private retreat, small group. We're going to the LA, shopping district, to the fashion district. We're doing a bunch of small group coaching. Jeff, you're always there talking about lasagna. What else?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? So like with all of this stuff we've been through recently, with tariffs and all this other shit. Um, anyway, so like, with all of the stuff going on in the retail industry, like there's no better time to get to LA and have a buying trip in LA with guided buyers and to get the introductions that you need. Like I mean, thankfully, it seems a little bit calmer now, but I would prepare for the worst. And I'm telling you right now, that LA experience trip is worth its weight. It's an incredible trip. We do coaching, we do one-on-ones, we jam out together one-on-one. It's like non-stop strategy, non-stop conversation. And then it's a buying trip on top of that. And then we guide you through a buying trip. I mean, like that part of it is really, really, really great. And so yeah, just each year it gets better and better and better and bigger and bigger and bigger. But I think there's a cap, right? There's only so many people allowed. And
So
so
we,
like,
yeah.
yeah, and so that part of RBC is definitely a no-brainer. It's like if you enroll in RBC, it's like almost nothing to upgrade. I think it's like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
the tickets are so minimal. We added a VIP option to the ticket, so there's more like small group, kind of a smaller VIP only event, but the tickets are in the $100 range.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's seriously nothing. Just yeah. You got to do that. You got to do that part. You got to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Angelina, if I messed up the dates, it is sometime that week. It is the Wednesday of that week. I don't have a calendar.
They dropped it in the chat. It's the 5th through the 7th.
Okay. Oh, perfect. LA Experience. And then, yeah, Samantha Connor's got the RBC date. If you're already a part of RBC, don't worry about the date. Get in the group, the calendar's in the group, the calendar invites in the group, the Zoom links in the group. Everything is in there for you to make it super easy. Yes. And still Wednesdays. Still Wednesdays. All right. One last time. One last time for today. Here's the code. So if you're going to jump on the call or if you're going to get an RBC fast 200, this ends tomorrow. It ends Saturday. It ends Saturday. So this is your chance. I should read. This is your chance to use the code and to get into Retail Bootcamp. All right,
Yeah.
I'll leave this up and then should we do some Q&A?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. There's so many. Meta verified. We answered that one. Going back to alt text. Alt text on your photos. I feel like there's an app, SEO Image Optimizer. There's some app where you can automatically use alt text and it'll take your product title, product description, or is there something different you should put in that space?
Yeah, you should use your brain. You should think, don't rely on those apps. They're almost notoriously terrible, by the way, and Google doesn't like them. Take the time to think if somebody's going to buy this pair of shoes, what would they search on Google? They would search black leather shoes, platinum. What do they call it? Black platinum leather? Is that a thing? Anyway, I don't know. They what would they search? Like what would they search? What would they type into Google? Like what would they type into Google to like find these pairs? What would they find? What would they search? That's better than any app. And you only have to do it on the first image. It's worth it. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard, but in September, Google is launching Google Style Guide. It's coming along with Google Try On. And it's a combination of Google Search, ChatGPT, and Pinterest. It's going to revolutionize how small boutiques are found online. Do not take shortcuts when it comes to alt image text. Now, I'm telling you, it's worth every ounce of effort.
That's huge. That is huge. Okay. Doesn't matter if you have a comment sold website or a Shopify website with all of the Google, the traffic, the running ads, all of those pieces.
Oh, Dane Craig, they're called patent leather heels, not platinum. Thanks, buddy. I don't know. Okay.
That goes along with the glitter you're going to be wearing at the summit.
Actually, no, it's going to be leopard and platinum heels probably now.
It's a new style, leopard and platinum. Oh gosh. Okay. If you haven't done lives yet, Amanda, I'm going to go back to this. If you haven't done lives yet, how would you recommend starting out? 6 months open, very, very novice. We're brick and mortar. We have a website, Facebook, Instagram. Start on your Instagram stories. Just start going face to camera on your Instagram stories. It's the easiest way to just get your feet wet with having your face on video. And then you don't have to go full scale live sale. Jeff, I know you see tons of videos that are tours and chasing down the UPS man and unboxing and videoing, remerchandising the store. Like just start using video and work your way into showing collections.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And like when you get it, when you get a collection of new arrivals in, I mean, you guys can go through those products better than anybody in the world. It comes naturally to you. Like, you know what Amazon doesn't do? You know what Amazon doesn't do is they don't have somebody go through the outfits and say, "Hey, look at this black V-neck shirt. It's cut just right. It's your favorite one." And like you can go to, I don't even know where they're from, but like you can go there and buy a bunch of them, whatever. And like, but you guys can talk through those clothes and point out the things that you love on every single one of those pieces, one by one. You do it naturally, and so just lean into that.
Mm-hmm. So good. Heather asked, how do you determine what your ad spend for ads should be to get the ball rolling when you've only ever done organic and you've never
Yes.
made ads? Where do you start?
Super simple. Start at the bottom, $10 a day, $70 a week, and then don't scale until you're making 3 times your money.
Mm-hmm.
Easy rule of thumb. If you have an agency say start at $2,500, hang up.
There's a lot of that out there.
Yeah.
A lot of that out there, unfortunately. It doesn't have to be that way. Blue Dahlia, is today the last day? No, I couldn't read. I'm sorry. Saturday is the last day for the $200 off, and then this code expires. So you've got a day to think about it, but we want to get you in there as soon as we can, and we're going to start introducing people to one another because that's half the fun is the community of who's inside of RBC as well.
We got to find some way. There's got to be some way if they book a call today, they can still get the fast acting bonus if they got to get on a call first.
Maybe we could figure that out.
Listen, well,
just verbalize the code.
Fast. Yeah, or there. If you guys booked a call, if you're waiting on a call to figure out if this is a right fit for you or where you belong or how we can best work together, ask the person that you booked the call with. We'll have something ready for you.
Everyone loves Jeff is up on fashion terms. So good. Brittany, for RBC, is it all live calls? No, it's a combination. So once you log in, you get instant access, or once you join, you get instant access to the entire course. So, oh man, Jeff, how many videos are in there? 100? I mean, there's a ton of videos that are all broken down bite-sized, step-by-step for the 6 layers of retail. So you get instant access to all that, plus over 100 bonuses, templates, tools, checklists, retail calculators like the retail traffic formula, your weekly tracking sheet and boutique scorecard that you saw today. Like all of that is instant access so you can start watching. And then Sarah and I, Dane, Jeff, Shannon, everybody on our team, plus all of our guest experts, we start coaching whatever that was the week of June 25th. I don't know, last week in June. And that's every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central Time. And we review that week's layer. And then on Thursday of every week at 10 a.m. Central Time, our guest expert comes in and goes deeper on whatever that topic is. So that's how that works. Yolanda, I'm confused about signing up for boot camp or hub membership. Can you help clarify? Jeff, I'm going to have you do this one first.
Well, Yolanda, where are you? What's your business like? It's hard to talk on this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yolanda, it just depends on where you are. It just how long you've been on business, how long you've been in business. If you feel like you're ready, I want you to understand that membership is DIY. We have loaded every single tool that we can think of. We put in fresh education every single week. We have new arrivals every week. But we have put our heart and soul into membership. All the resources you need are there. And then one powerful part with membership that absolutely pays for itself is the service provider discounts. You can quadruple your money. You can have a 4x ROAS on membership if you just take advantage of the discounts. So membership is a no-brainer. Do that. Take advantage of the discounts. Use it as you will. Jump in. No problem. No questions asked. But if you're ready to go to the next level, jump into retail bootcamp as well. Like membership will pay for itself. It like don't even sweat that part. If you're ready to get serious, if you're ready to commit to your business, like enroll in college, take the plunge and get started with retail bootcamp. You got to do it. Like I'm gonna charge you to do both. Don't even like stop playing around, Yolanda. Let's go.
They really should go hand in hand. And if you have not joined the boutique, if you're not a member of the hub yet and you join retail bootcamp, there is a code in there for 2 months free. So you can get started. That's a no-brainer. But then membership is for everybody. The new business owner, the scaling business owner, the multi-million-dollar business owner. It's $29 a month when you join for the year. That's $1 a day. And then all of those discounts. Sarah told me yesterday, I want to say members have saved so far this year $80,000 at, was it Vistaprint or Office Depot? It was one or the other. It was wild, the amount of money, like just in all the signage and printing and materials and things you're ordering. That one discount of being a member alone is worth it. So that's a huge piece of membership. And then retail bootcamp is the college. It is the next level. It is the opportunity to scale all of that. Okay, Samantha's asking, what's the reason for needing to get your website verified again through Google Search Console? You might have said it, but my head is spinning.
So that's what I do best.
Thank you.
Making head spins is what I do best. I guarantee you, Ashley Alderson would vouch for that. And so I guarantee it, actually. Um, you're not necessarily getting your page verified. You're getting the opportunity to have your products indexed, which is the most empowered. That's the most powerful thing.
Okay, more questions. When running Facebook ads, do I run Advantage Plus? Do I run catalog ads, single image, videos? How do I know?
Got to start with Advantage Plus. It's the hottest thing going. Advantage Plus is killer, and it's the simplest to maintain. And as long as you have some organic traffic, they do a really great, and your pixels installed correctly, they do a really great job at finding your customer. I mean, Advantage Plus is killer. I love it. I mean, it really is stinking good.
Okay, Connie, this is a great one. Connie says, my company is very young. I make and sell unique earrings at vendor events. I'm just now trying to get my website launched. When would a membership at the hub or retail bootcamp be beneficial to me? I've been blown away with summer school. I want to stay connected, but want to be reasonable with costs, and I'm just starting out. So,
Well,
go ahead.
you know what I'm gonna say. Like if you want to stay connected, get into retail bootcamp. You got to do it. Like jump in there. Jump in. Like you got to. The best way to stay connected would be retail bootcamp. Membership is great. You should do both. Get the discounts. Do both. Like no question about it. But if you want it, if you want that connection, if you want that group connection, jump into retail bootcamp. Now, there's a huge community inside the membership as well. And so, you could do both. Just you got to trust me. Membership pays for itself. It's free. I'm not kidding. It's free. Like all you have to do is access two of the discounts, and it's free. But like and then retail bootcamp is the next step up. I There's one thing I can't stress enough is that membership is free. Like it pays for itself over and over and over and over again. It's like remember those old like furniture buying clubs where you joined and like you got your first sofa for free or whatever. It's kind of like that.
I don't think I was a part of one of those. You got a free sofa?
Yeah. I was like, if you guys don't know this, I cut my teeth in the network marketing industry. I was part of every buyers club in the world.
I love it. Okay, free sofa. Here we go. Miranda, for a call, what should I have prepared? Come with yourself and your website.
Yep. Yourself and your website. And you know what? I want you to ask you something. I want to ask yourself something before you get on that call. If you could wave a magic wand and create the boutique of your dreams, what would it look like? One year from now, like what would it look like? Have that vision ready. Come into that call with that vision ready. And if you have that nailed down, we can show you exactly how to get there.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Dane, Samantha, if you can drop those links one more time. I see a couple people saying, I want to book a call, and then she's leaving her phone number. You've got to actually use the link to book a call, not just leave your phone number in the chat. So use that link, and that's it. That is day 3 of summer school as a wrap. That's summer school as a wrap. You guys, we recorded these. We will save them. We'll send them out. We will put them in our membership dashboard for members of the hub. We're headed to Summit tomorrow. We're going to see lots of you in person, and then it's time for Retail Bootcamp. So awesome time of the year. The J month is the opportunity to really build your business and get it ready for Q3 and Q4. I just believe you got to slow down to speed up when there is a J month and an opportunity to slow down. It's to reinvest in your business. And that's what we're going to be doing together for the next 14 weeks. So I can't wait to see you guys. Thank you for showing up every single day. Jeff, thank you for being here today. Any parting thoughts, words of wisdom?
Let's end the myth behind J months. Let's do away with J months from here on out. I hate that term. I hate that term. We're single-handedly doing away with J months together.
Couldn't agree more. J
Yeah,
months are a mindset.
yeah, for sure.
Such a mindset. Karen, one last question. I have a brick and mortar. Is this for me? Yes, we have just as many brick and mortars as online stores. We used a lot of online and digital examples today. But Jeff, you can speak to how many brick and mortars you work with. Tons of brick and mortars inside of Retail Bootcamp. It is no matter what, pop-up shops, we've got
Yeah.
everybody inside.
You know what happens after you perfect your brick and mortar? You say, "Where's my next stream of income?" Guess what? It's online. So get with us, perfect your brick and mortar, then let's grow online. Easy. All
All
right, guys.
right.
All right. Thanks so much.
Take care, guys. We'll see you.